Welcome to our 5 on 5. Pleased to be joined today by Karen Hussey, a wildlife biologist and land steward with Southern Oregon Land Conservancy. Good to see you. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks for the invite.
Yeah, so we're here today talking about the Vaux's swift. Did I say that right?
You did.
Okay, so middle of the week last week, we were talking about this fascinating bird that comes through this area of the country, and they love the chimney at Hedrick Middle School.
That's right.
So tell me, before we get into all the many questions I have about just that alone, tell us about this bird. What makes it so different?
Well, the Vaux's swift, there's so many things that are really different about this bird. A lot of people think they look like swallows or bats, but they're actually more closely related to hummingbirds. They spend all day long in the air eating insects. They can eat up to 20,000 insects a day. Every single bird
Wow.
can eat that many insects, yeah.
Oh my.
And they don't rest except at night, basically, when they need to roost on, typically they would roost in a hollow tree or in the outside of a tree bark. We don't have as many of those anymore as we used to. They need kind of old growth, hollow trees, and we still have some, but not as many. So they've adapted to using chimneys. And Hedrick is one of those special chimneys that they've chosen.
Interesting. Okay, now before we get into the chimney, how big are they? Just curious.
They're small.
Okay,
They're
hummingbird-like almost. Or...
a little bit bigger than hummingbirds, yeah, and their wings are pretty long.
Oh, okay. All right. So the chimney, Hedrick Middle School. We saw, how many would you say, thousands of them go into the school last week?
Yeah, you know, when you folks were there on Tuesday, we had over 3,000, between 3,000 and 4,000 birds all swirling into that little chimney.
Why that chimney? It's fascinating.
Yeah,
no other
is.
chimneys of all the chimneys.
It is.
That one.
There's a few other chimneys in the Rogue Valley, but this one by far is the biggest. And so they don't have thumbs. They can't perch on twigs or on power lines like you see other birds doing, and instead they cling to the inside of something with a rough surface, which typically, like I said, was hollow trees, and they still use them, but they also have adapted to using chimneys. And what makes Hedrick's chimney so special is that the chimney is older than most. Back in the 1940s, we started putting cement liners inside chimneys, and it's too smooth for them to get a grip on. Oh. And so there's only a few chimneys left, really, that work for swifts, and Hedrick is one of those special spots.
Fascinating. Yeah, the video is amazing. It's very, very, very cool. I had to bring you in here just to explain that in and of itself, right? Okay, well, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll have much more in just a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our 5 on 5. Again, we're here with Karen Hussey, a wildlife biologist and land steward with the Southern Oregon Land Conservancy. We're talking about the Vaux's swift. Got it right again?
You did.
Feeling good about that. Yeah, it's not an easy one. Okay, so this fascinating bird, similar to a hummingbird, they came through Hedrick Middle School last Tuesday. They're still there every night? How's that work?
They are, actually. Migration lasts at Hedrick Middle School early September to late September. And we don't know exactly when they're going to start or when they're going to end, but they're still there now. They'll be there for another week, maybe a little more. We'll see. I was there last night. We had 2,000 birds. So wow. It's still a great show every night, and people are welcome to come check it out. Arrive maybe half an hour before sunset, and they'll go in about sunset, and it's a good show.
Fascinating. Okay, and that's like 7:30ish thereabouts.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, arrive before 7:30.
Yeah,
they might be in by then. So.
Okay, yeah, you don't want to miss it. Okay,
no.
Yeah, it happens pretty fast. Amazing. Okay, so there's a lot of organizations, including Southern Oregon Land Conservancy, that's kind of partnering up to help these birds. Is that right?
Yeah, absolutely. So Southern Oregon Land Conservancy got in touch with the school, and we found some great teachers and the principal who are really interested in bringing this education into the classroom. So I've been working with 7th grade students about the swifts, and they've actually been out doing surveys. And so Rogue Valley Audubon gave Southern Oregon Land Conservancy a grant to make this all happen. So there's a lot of partners involved. I have a great intern, Emily Olson, who's an SOU master's student working on the project. So yeah, it's kind of a big partnership project around these birds. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, and the school doesn't mind this chimney, which is the fascinating part of this whole thing. Is that it's just this chimney and thousands of birds, possibly at night. I don't know. And the school seems fine with them, moving through, not paying rent.
Yeah, they aren't paying rent. That is true. But the school's actually been really supportive of these birds. I think they really see the value to the students and to the whole community. I mean, it showed last Tuesday. And so Rogue Valley Audubon and the school district have actually been working really closely together to kind of partner and figure out how we can support the birds and also support the needs of the school. And that's going to take some fundraising to do that. And Rogue Valley Audubon has already started that. So if your listeners are interested in helping chip in, they can go to roguevalleyaudubon.org/donate and check the box for the Swifts at Hedrick.
Okay,
really appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. It's really cool images, and it's just great to kind of get the explanation from an expert. Good to see you. Thanks so much for doing this. Appreciate it. All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.